What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Dr. Fields. And before we get into anything, fix my headphone for a little bit. But before we get into anything, man, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Say what's up, say you want to search in your mind. But hey, man, today we're into that Persian Gulf War by George Carlin. The one and only, the triple OG, double OG, true GOAT. George Carlin. Persian Gulf War. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember my history. You know, I love history, but my memory does not live with me. I think that was, George Bush Sr.? It's not. Is it Iraq? No. Hey, man, I'm not no historian, but see what he has to say about it, man. You know, the U.S. is lovely with the wars and shit like that. You know, something to keep us safe. Some with secret agendas. So, you'll be the judge of that. And let's talk and we're watching, man. And like always, let's get into it.
A little bit about the war in the Persian Gulf.
They're screaming.
In the Persian Gulf. You know my favorite part of that war? It's the first war we ever had that was on every channel plus cable. And the war got good ratings too, didn't it? Got good ratings. Well, we like war.
I somewhat remember it growing up. Maybe I don't. No. Wasn't it in the 90s? Ew. And then rolling over to the 2000s? Because then I was just popping out, so maybe I remember a little bit from history class. Un poco.
We like war. We're a warlike people. We like war because we're good at it. And you know why we're good at it? Because we get a lot of practice. This country's only 200 years old, and already we've had 10 major wars. We average a major war every 20 years in this country, so we're good at it. And it's a good thing we are. We're not very good at anything else anymore.
That shit's crazy, man.
Can't build a decent car, can't make a TV set or a VCR worth the fuck. Got no steel industry left, can't educate our young people, can't get health care to our old people, but we can bomb the shit out of your country, all right?
Well, I don't know. I work for like a steel company, kind of make tubes and shit, whatever like that. But I mean, it's a dying, like they said that in the industry, it's a dying breed because there's so little steel companies within the U.S. But Cleveland Cliffs, the company I work for, you know, they're still around. They're still within the U.S. But yeah, majority of the jobs are overseas or somewhere else. Overseas somewhere else. Same fucking difference, right? But our cars, you know, Detroit is looking bad. Video games, television, internet, you know, shit like that. iPhones, fuck. That shit's not made here. So, I mean, yeah, we're dying, man.
We can bomb the shit out of your country, all right? Especially if your country is full of brown people. Oh, we like that, don't we? That's
brown.
Our hobby. That's our new job in the world, bombing brown people. Iraq, Panama, Grenada, Libya, you got some brown people in your country. Tell them to watch the fuck out, or we'll goddamn bomb them. Well, when's the last white people you can remember that we bombed? Can you remember the last white? Can you remember any white people we've ever bombed? The Germans, those are the only ones, and that's only because they were trying to cut in on our action.
Facts,
they wanted
low-key.
to dominate the world. Bullshit, that's our fucking job. That's our fucking job. Now we only bomb brown people. Not because they're trying to cut in on our action, just because they're brown. Now, you probably noticed I don't feel about that war the way we were told we were supposed to feel about that war, the way we were ordered and instructed by the United States government to feel about that war. You see, I tell you.
Ain't that some shit? Our education system makes us believe like everything is justified. Like, come on, bro, quit with the BS. What's the real reason we out here bombing everyone? Obviously, you know, it's good in theory. We'd like to be the powerful ones, you know, the overseers and shit like that. But damn near, we don't even want that job. We just want more of the power, man. We don't really, I don't know, like, there are a lot of countries that are struggling and need help, and we kind of bring that with democracy, you know, but it's a tough, tough world, man. It's either you are the conqueror or the conquered, honestly. And to be on top it's a hard deal, man. World is fucked up. It's a fucked up world we live in.
My mind doesn't work that way. I got this real moron thing I do. It's called thinking. And I'm not
Facts.
a very good American because I like to form my own opinions. I don't just roll over when I'm told to. Sad to say, most Americans just roll over on command. Not me. I have certain rules.
Majority.
I live by. My first rule,
Low key.
I don't believe anything the government tells me. Nothing. Zero. Nope. And I don't take very seriously the media or the press in this country, who in the case of the Persian Gulf War were nothing more than unpaid employees of the Department of Defense, and who most of the time function as kind of an unofficial public relations agency for the United States government. So I don't listen
Low
to
key.
them. I don't really believe in my country. And I gotta tell you folks, I don't get all choked up about yellow ribbons and American flags. I consider them to be symbols, and I leave symbols to the symbol-minded. Me?
The symbol minded. That's funny. That's a bar. Hold on. But yeah, man, if you're all wrapped in around flags and shit, I want to say this politely. It's okay to love America, but when you got that shit all draped around your car, your house, and shit like that, that might be a problem. That's a little culty. Like, it's okay to have pride and shit, but there is overdoing it. There is, man. Hey, some people need to hear that shit.
I look at war a little bit differently. To me, war is a lot of prick waving, okay? Simple thing, that's all it is. War is a whole lot of men standing out in the field waving their pricks at one another. Men are insecure about the size of their dicks, and so they have to kill one another over the idea.
Shit.
That's what all that asshole jock bullshit is all about. That's what all that adolescent macho male posturing and strutting in bars and locker rooms is all about. It's called dick fear.
See, this is what they mean. See, this is what I think of toxic masculinity. Like, yo, quit being a fucking asshole, man. Just walking around. Oh, I'm the shit, man. Fuck. Like, yo, don't nobody give a fuck, man. Just be a decent man. You don't have some respect and just leave it as is. That's all you need to do.
Men are terrified that their pricks
Just
are
weird.
inadequate, and so they have to compete with one another to feel better about themselves. And since war is the ultimate competition, basically men are killing each other in order to improve their self-esteem. You don't have to be a historian or a political scientist to see the bigger dick foreign policy theory at work. It sounds like this. What? They have bigger dicks? Bomb them! And of course, the bombs and the rockets and the bullets are all shaped like dicks. It's a subconscious need to project the penis into other people's affairs. It's called fucking with people.
Isn't it weird? I think like the American dick average size is like 5.5. Not the biggest. Not the biggest. Look it up. I don't remember. I think it's 5.5. 5.
So, as far as I'm concerned, that whole thing in the Persian Gulf was nothing more than a big prick-waving dick fight. In this particular case, Saddam Hussein had questioned the size of George Bush's dick. And George Bush has been called a wimp for so long. Wimp rhymes with limp. George has been called a wimp for so long that he has to act out his manhood fantasies by sending other people's children to die. Even the name Bush. Even the name Bush is related to the genitals without being the genitals.
Not wrong there.
It's a sort of passive secondary sex characteristic. Now, if this man's name had been George Boner,
Ooh.
Well, he might have felt a little bit better about himself and we wouldn't have had any trouble over there in the first place.
Got some twang
This
to
whole
it.
country has a manhood problem. Big manhood problem in the USA. You can tell from the language we use. Language always gives you away. What did we do wrong in Vietnam? We pulled out. Not a very manly thing to do, is it? When you're fucking people, you gotta stay in there and fuck them good. Fuck them all the way. Fuck them till the end. Fuck them to death. Fuck them to death. Fuck them to death. Stay in there
We
and
took
keep
that L.
fucking them until they're all dead. We left a few women and children alive in Vietnam, and we haven't felt good about ourselves since. That's why in the Persian Gulf, George Bush had to say, "This will not be another Vietnam." He actually used these words. He said, "This time we're going all the way." Imagine an American president using the sexual slang of a 13-year-old to describe his foreign policy. If you want to know what happened in the Persian Gulf, just remember the names of the two men who were running that war. Dick Cheney and Colin Powell. Somebody got fucked in the ass.
I think Family Guy always makes like a joke about that. That they were doing extracurricular things. But hey, man, let me know what you guys think in the video in the comments down below. Again, not a historian or anything by the means, not a philosophical up there classman, whatever, you know, just a regular guy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, man, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.